Being a student here was an amazing experience. I've been exposed to Quechua through different times in my life, through different educational and living experiences. But in here, I was able to have this very, very strong cultural immersion. I was able to cook with them in the kitchen and talk to them about how to prepare meals and make jokes with them. We went to the field to explore plants and learn about them and sing about them and learn stories about them. We also had a workshop on how to do chicha and how to do mukawas, the ceramics. So beyond learning a language here, I really felt I was embraced by the community and I could share my stories and my experiences. And that really marked my path, I think, for my dissertation, for my career, my path as a PhD student, but in general. It really reinforced this idea that I have to become an applied researcher. I want to be all the time in contact with the community, to understand their needs before or along the lines of what the research enterprise seeks from academics. I returned to Albuquerque, to New Mexico, to continue my PhD studies after this last experience here. And I decided, because I was interested in human rights and reparations for violence, environmental violence, political violence, I started a project on reparations for victims of civil war in Peru and Guatemala. And specifically in Peru, I'm working with Quechua-speaking communities in the Andes of Peru. The basis and the really strong foundation of my adult training happened here. But again, not only in terms of linguistic, verbal and written skills in Quechua, but to actually embrace and be open to understand how they approach the world and how they understand life in general. So, and that has been really important for my work, working with victims of civil war in Peru. Here at Yarina, as I was talking about, we were able to work closely with Quechua women doing ceramics, learning their traditions, customs through singing, through tarpuna, which is and pichana, which are the activities of the chakra, where you're clearing up the chakra and preparing through a ritual the land to cultivate plants and produce. So while doing that, I became very close with a couple of the mamas, that we call them, and I was able to grow through that relationship. I mean, grow as a member, as an invited member of the Quechua community. And we met their families, we exchanged jokes in Quechua, that's very, in Quechua, that's very traditional. They gave us nicknames and, we had an amazing time staying there. And to be able to understand what they mean by family, what they mean by love and family care and companionship, and by doing and not just by saying things, right? And a similar experience I had in Ayacucho working for my dissertation, and it was the same feeling of being invited to see through their eyes. And again, it's something that you don't just hear about or get through an interview or just by talking to someone, but by doing it and by opening your worldview to this new approach to life.